What's happening? No, no. Get Apollo out for a walk. I don't know if y'all seen my last video, the one I did with Soma. And if the sound is weird on this one, it's because I got a headphone in and the cicadas are crazy. So in order for y'all to hear me, I gotta put this in. But in my last video, it's called "The Dog That Has It All." It's about Soma. It's to kind of like get a better look at Soma's temperament as it pertains to just like everyday life. And I want to do that with all of the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Just so people understand. In case you ever get a dog from me, or you get a dog from anybody, any breeder, you can kind of understand what goes into it a little bit more. It is not just I like the dog. The dog looks good. The dog's cute. That has maybe to do with 1% of it. Their temperament, understanding that I'm blending temperament, how to do that, what I'm looking for, um, goes a long way. And so you saw Soma in that video. If you haven't seen that video, it's probably a little bit harder to find because I did it live. I like doing them live so you can see the raw, uncut. When they see something, when people see them, and you can see all of that stuff. But it's under my lives. It's called again, the dog that has it all. It kind of shows Soma's temperament a little bit more, um, and I want to do that so people kind of understand what I'm blending. And just in case you get a puppy, if you're interested in getting a puppy from Apollo or Soma, but it also kind of tells my approach to breeding dogs. So this one here, so check that one out so you can check out Soma's. This one here is on Apollo. If you saw that video, you notice right off the bat, Apollo does not have two collars on. She only has one collar on. And that is because if something were to happen, it's a lot easier to get Apollo off of something than it is Soma. Soma's a lot more powerful of a dog. Apollo is, about his size. I mean, he's obviously bigger, has a bigger head, but I mean, she's taller, maybe 7 to 10 pounds lighter. She's not a small dog, but she just doesn't have the power that he does. So if I had to get her off of something, I don't need a collar to do that. She just has on her prong collar. Another thing you'll notice is the leash. The leash is tight. Apollo is not pulling because she's an untrained dog. Apollo is pulling right now because when I haven't given her correction, if I give her one correction, she'll stop that for the rest of the walk. But I'm doing this so people can kind of get an idea of who she is, just as if she were a pet version of herself. And she is sometimes. Sometimes I let her be a pet version. But what Apollo is doing now, where her ears are back because she felt that leash pressure that I just did because she thinks she's in trouble. But now they're back up because Apollo is hunting. Apollo wants to hunt the second she leaves her cage. And not only does she want to catch it and kill it, she will start to eat it immediately. She ain't got to come back to it. She gets in there, gets out what she wants out, and she will sit there and she will eat it. That's a different kind of prey drive. Um, but my bad, I'm out of breath. I'm going up the hill. But Apollo is also, you see the cicadas. I don't know if y'all can see them flying around. My dogs eat those. Come on. So Soma on a walk pays so much attention to me. He just wants to be with me and between me and any threat at all times. Apollo, without a doubt, will um, get in between me and any threat, and she won't stop that job no matter what's going on. Like say a squirrel running past her won't make her stop that job. But but just as of right now, all that's on her mind is hunting. She's seen 1,000 squirrels, 1,000 rabbits out here. She knows they're out here, and she is looking for them. You always see with Gray, Gray's not like that until she sees something. Now, part of that comes from Apollo having taken 1,000 walks. Gray hasn't. She's still a puppy. Apollo will be 2 years old in July. She's been on 1,000 walks. She understands. And, too often I let her chase stuff, so she knows that this is not necessarily as much as a business thing as other things if I have her on a leash in public. So she'll kind of be in a little more wild play mode unless I give her a correction, which I probably won't unless something happens. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, she'll still do her job. There's no doubt about that. I'm 100% sure of that, and she can even do it with distraction. I know that. But just naturally, if you were to have Apollo, see what this is what she would be: a wild, my bad, a wild, high drive, brilliant dog. She is also brilliant, super smart dog, and that's easy. That's easy to do. She's mostly Belgian Malinois. You see, she got something. She's mostly Belgian Malinois, so I can't really take um, any credit for that. All I can take credit for is what I've done with her. She's mostly Belgian Malinois, though. So those dogs, if you get a really good one, are easy to train. They're super smart. But Apollo, someone's easy to train too. He has some Belgian Malinois on him. Apollo, Apollo drive for training is just easy for her. It's just learning the game. Soma, on the other hand, wants to do it for me, and you can see that in their training. You can see that, and in knowing that, I have to train them a little bit differently sometimes. But that's the difference in their personality. So the other day, um, a kid wanted to pet the dog. So the other day, I tried to walk past the dog to see what someone would do. We're gonna do the same thing with Apollo, but because Apollo, I know, is a little wilder. Apollo, come on. I'm gonna shorten her leash. See, don't take much with Apollo, just like Soma. I'm gonna shorten her leash, and we'll see how she responds. No, and what I want to see is how she responds to my corrections. I'm not seeing if she'll want to engage the dog. Hey, no, if she'll care to engage the dog. I'm just testing to see if no, how she responds to my correction. No, let's go. How she responds to my correction is all I want to see. That's it. That's all I want to see. I know that she'll engage other animals. There's no doubt about that. Oh, there's a dog up here. So I'll stay over here. I know that she'll engage other animals. There's no doubt about that. But I want to see how she acts when I give her a correction. My correction was light. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't pull. I didn't run. I didn't. I gave her a quick no. I ain't gonna say the word because she'll think I'm trying to give her a command. And she was out of it. So I'll loosen the leash again as we walk past this dog to show that she's out of it. How you doing? She's out of it. She feels like that's a comfortable enough distance for that dog. She ain't tripping. She better go find a squirrel. So now, if you've seen the video of Soma doing the same exercise, you can kind of tell the difference in personalities, and you can understand what blending those personalities, those temperaments, would bring to a puppy and an adult dog. And then also from that, you can tell what level of training that you're going to have to do. Come on, no. What level of training that it's going to take to get that dog to a place where you're happy with it. Sometimes we get dogs because they're cute, and because we don't know nothing about where the dog actually come from aside from the breed name. You're not really aware of what level of training you're gonna have to go through with that dog. But no, come on, as you see with these dogs, you can see what blending those temperaments would do. Again, you saw on the walk with home, I told you I don't let my dogs pee or shit while we're on the walk. We just walk. Apollo is not even thinking about it. She's not even, a lot of dogs will try to go into the grass and squat. She ain't even thinking about it. Another thing we did with Soma, I'm gonna do with Apollo, but not for as long because it's after school and there's kids out. Is I'm gonna drop the leash. Now Apollo is different when I drop this leash because she is in super prey mode and I haven't taken her out of it. But I'm not trying to see if she goes looking for stuff. What I want to see is her recall. When I tell her no or call her back, how she responds. And so what that teaches me is where she's at in our bond and her training, and what if anything I need to work on. So y'all know if you watch my videos, I like my dogs a little bit wild. You've seen on this walk up until now how much control I can have over Apollo and how very easily I can get that control over her. So when I let her go right now, when she's wild, it's also part of how she's been trained. It's also a part of how she's been groomed up until now. Okay, so that's people up here. So I ain't gonna let her go now. I ain't gonna call her back. Follow come. I'm gonna call her back because people too often just reach their hand out and try to pet the dog. And Paulo ain't playing that shit. Now I can. Hey, how you doing? The girl that right beside me. She acknowledged him, but she don't really care. And I love that. That's what I want. She ain't lunging after them, which she did when she was, hey, when she was a puppy. She would lunge after everybody, everything. She ain't lunging. She ain't overly concerned. But I know also for a fact that she will do exactly what I need her to do, um, and at the right time. This is her off the leash. Again, she's not. She wants to get that squirrel. She's not even concerned with stopping in the grass. She just wants to hunt. And the reason why I say she's not concerned with stopping in the grass is because most dogs would be trying to get to that grass if they're off leash so they can go pee or shit in it. Apollo's had so many walks that she understands that we don't do that, that she's not even going up towards it unless she sees something. Apollo, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Brilliant dog. Brilliant, brilliant dog. Super mean come. So because I can't see what's behind this, good girl, because I can't see what's behind these trees, I'll pull her back. There's usually some dogs up here that go nuts. Hopefully they're out so you can kind of see also. Apollo has really good nerves, really good control. You see too many high drive dogs that don't have those things. And again, I cannot take credit for that. She is a Belgian Malinois. She was bred pretty well. Shout out to her breeders. All I can take credit for is the bond that her and I have, the training that we have. But it teaches me a lot when hey, come. It teaches me that breeding her, come, will breed good dogs. And that goes a long way. That means unlikely that the dogs end up in shelters. Come, Apollo. I mean, it's unlikely that the dogs end up in shelters. It's unlikely that the people are unhappy with their dogs. And you're going to know exactly what to expect. I know they're going to be cute. I know they're going to be fluffy. I know you got a cute name. Come. I know you got a cute name ready already. But you can see everything that these dogs are on a walk like this. Not everything, but you can see so much of what these dogs are and what they're capable of on a walk like this. Again, you didn't see someone with his ears up walking that far ahead of me looking for something, but you see that with Apollo. So you know that there's a good chance of getting a dog with high prey drive or high hunt drive, um, and you understand what you're going to have to do to keep that dog content. That's what my walks are for. That's what I learned on my walks, and we do this over and over and over and over, so that I'm not guessing. I have um, years, months of data before I decide that the dog is that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Hey, how you doing? Got a neighbor over there. Apollo could care less. She knows. safe with me, and you'll see that she'll turn her head enough to see me to make sure that I'm not too far, like Soma, but she definitely doesn't want to. Soma definitely wants to stay closer to me than Apollo cares to. And again, for the hundredth time, Apollo will still do her job. Something were to be a threat to me right now, Apollo would do her job. But she knows that these walks are less business for us because we've done them 1,000 times. Good girl, come on, no. See, she saw something over there, and just like that, quick no, and she's back. Apollo, come. Can't see around the car over here, so I'll call her back to me. And I just say that so that for the people who might want to try this, that's how to avoid. If you can't see around the corner, call your dog back to you. Hold her so you get around the corner, and then there's something over there. Let her go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to test her like that out here. And then there'd be a kid around that corner, or somebody's uh, you know, cat or something else around that corner. You know what I mean? So it ain't worth it. Just call the dog back. I just call her back, and we do it again once I got a good line of sight. The girl, I didn't say nothing. She just understands. Maybe she stepped on the leash and felt some leash pressure, but she also understands that I'm back here. She should look for me. To get this video to kind of give y'all a different view of them in the backyard or when we playing fetch or something like that. I just let them be wild. You never get to see them when they're actually working. I don't really show that. Come on. You never see the Apollo come. You never see when they're actually working. Um, so you just kind of like see the wild version of them. But I want to kind of show the version of them if you were to just have one, what it would look like. And you kind of see the real temperament, the real intelligence. You see Apollo be wild. I don't know that she's this smart. I don't know that she's this under control. I don't know that she is this high praise drive, this high hunt drive. But here it is. That's the real Apollo. So I just tap my fingers. That's why she stopped that time. Come on. So Apollo, come. She knows in this area where the squirrels and the rabbits she sees. And I hope if no one's out here and we see one, I'll show you a little bit of what she does without making it too dangerous. The Apollo was going too far away from me that I felt comfortable. I call her back because that's too dangerous. A car could hit her. She could be too close to somebody, something that somebody cares about, whether it be themselves or something else. So, but she's at a good distance that I feel comfortable. And again, I've done this 1,000 times. So I do trust her recall and her attention to me. But it took, like I said, it took a long time. When I first got Apollo, she wanted to bite everybody and everything. You could be way down the street and she would be pulling at that leash to come and bite you, not to come and investigate you. She wanted to bite, and I worked that out of her to an extent, and I'm comfortable that I could do this here right now. If there were a stray dog, I'd grab her leash. If there were a cat in their yard, I don't necessarily have to grab her leash for that. I could just command her, but I still call her because it's really not worth it. If the cat was in my yard, it might be a different story. And I do like cats. I do love cats. I'm just saying. If it was Apollo, no. If there was something in my yard that needed to be gotten out of my yard, come on, Apollo, no. Then I let her do it. I let her go. Come on. But we no Apollo, come. But somebody's domestic pet cat ain't even gonna let her even get close to. Um, no. So now come here, Apollo, come. So I've had her loose for too long. She's a little too high right now. As y'all see, she knows there's squirrels over here. What I mean is like that drive is too high. She's gonna go really searching for something now because we haven't found anything. But then I just put her back on the leash, and as y'all see, I, because I gave her the correction, the leash is loose. I don't know, um, and she, back to being normal. Go get it, Paula. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it, Paula. Just like Soma, she's looking. Whatever's out here is gonna get it. Unless I mean, I wouldn't just let her bite any random thing, but I'd point to who or what. And she's after it. So, come on, Paula. Yeah, I mean, I hope we see something. I mean, we normally do, but it's kind of hot out here right now, so maybe not. But again, for the most part, calm, confident, smart, highly trainable, super athletic, high prey drive, high hunt drive dog is what you're likely to get from a Apollo Soma breeding. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I know I just see them be wild all the time, but there's a lot more to them than just wild dogs. They actually do work. Um, they actually are pretty good family dogs, and individually, I mean, I couldn't ask for more super dope dogs. So I just want to talk about again. What I consider when I'm getting ready to breed are temperaments, and Soma and Apollo's temperament complement each other as far as what I like in a dog. They go really great with what I like in a dog. Uh, but things like phenotype, well, I'm going to break it down. Things like color, um, facial expression, as far as like eyes, muzzle, those things are a little less important. There are things that I don't want in the dog. Say like I don't want a 120-pound dog. That's just me. I've had them, but as far as uh, what I'm trying to create, I don't want to put 120-pound dogs um, with the temperament that my dogs have in homes. I'm just not comfortable doing that, and I just don't. I travel a lot. I kind of look for people who are similar to me as far as when I'm placing dogs in homes because I'm active. I'm always out with my dogs. I have a dog with me almost everywhere that I go. There's a dog with me. I do a lot of traveling by on the road because I like taking my dogs. Um, and if I had a 120-pound dog, I couldn't have 5 dogs. I couldn't have 4 or 5 dogs with my lifestyle. So there are things as far as size that I don't want, but I don't. The color is less significant as of right now. Once I'm able to produce dogs consistently with the temperament that I like, then I might say, okay, well, I like these ones that look like this, and that'll be the standard for the dogs. Um, but even when that is the case, I'm still going to breed temperament first. I like an athletic dog. Apollo has good legs. She has good lungs. She's a little longer from shoulder to shoulder than I like. And the only reason for that I say that is because I like a quicker dog. Someone's a little shorter from shoulder to shoulder, which usually makes the dog a little bit quicker. Some Apollo's fast as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but I like a dog that can make those sharp turns a little bit easier. And you see Apollo has super long legs. Still a fast dog, still a capable dog, but someone just a little more quick, just a little quicker, and I like that a little more. But um, those things I can get anytime. I can fix those things anytime. A dog with bad nerves, a dog that's scared, afraid, a dog that won't engage. Um, those are things that can set me back a little bit further than if the dog is black or brown or brindle or whatever. Soma has a good amount of Malinois in him too, and taking him to Apollo, I know that the intelligence will stick. Um, I hope that the um, civil aggression will stick. I hope that the prey drive will stick. Soma is I would say he's a little less prey driven than Apollo, but that has to do with Soma being a lot more in control than Apollo. He's that bulldog in him makes him a lot more of what I call a loyal dog. He wants to be close to me at all times. So if it's a choice between staying with me or chasing a squirrel, someone will stay with me. Don't get me wrong, if I don't give him a correction, he's chasing the squirrel. But if I tell him no, then someone's out. Apollo, if I tell her no, she won't go chase it, but she ain't out. The second it gets too close, or the second she thinks the second I do anything that sounds like go get it, she's taking off. Looks like we ain't gonna see no squirrels today, Apollo. And I hope that, and so I kind of want to raise the um, prey drive, and someone has a squirrel there. I'm gonna let the leash go. No, that squirrel's in there. Let's just see what she does. She could see him. Apollo, come on, come on. I kind of want to raise someone's prey drive and not necessarily lessen the prey drive that Apollo has, but just kind of keep that what I call that loyalty trait that Soma has. I want to keep that pretty high. And so what I'll be looking for when I choose a puppy is the ones who kind of follow along those lines. Whose prey drive is still pretty high. Maybe not Apollo level high, but still pretty high. How you go? Maybe not Apollo level high, but still pretty high. And that loyalty trait is pretty high. And then of course, bravery, willingness to protect, and all that kind of stuff. I like my dog to show that early. I like my dog to kind of show that trait early. Apollo showed it early. Soma showed it early, and those are really the reasons they're here. Their fearlessness and their willingness to get in between me and whatever other threat whatever thing they thought was a threat, and they weren't just posturing. They were serious, even at 8, 10 weeks, and that is why Apollo's here, and that is why Soma's here, and Gray the same way. All right, we're back. We're close to the house, so what I'll do is, come on, I will, come on, come, Apollo, come, chill out. She knows we're home, so she knows we're about to get off of this leash. Make sure there's no cars coming. Come on. So she's going to go look at where she knows squirrels to be. Apollo, come. Uh, uh, throwing out their dog food. That's chicken. See, so Apollo's still hunting. Come on, Apollo. She's looking for squirrels right there. Where she's going, she searches the power line. Come here. She searches the power lines, hoping, and she takes the squirrels through the yard when they go along the power line. I got the kennels wrapped. 'Cause it's hot here, and this really works. It's a cheap, easy way to keep your dogs cool if it's hot where you are. It's already in the mid 90s here, but this keeps my dogs pretty cool. And that's a power.